going to take you for a little walk around the van, show you some of the key features. So this is your freshwater tank. It's a 100-litre water tank. To fill it up, you lift up this flap, you undo the bung with the key, bring it out, pick up your hose. The hose goes in there. When it's full, the water will start to come out. So you take the hose out, turn it off, the bung goes back in, lock it up, and then close the flap. Your grey water point is located underneath the van here with this lever. So when you're emptying the grey water, you need to drive over a cattle grid, which are located on the campsites. It'll be marked grey water area. So to empty the tank, there's a flap located underneath here. You'll pull this out, the water will start to drain. When it's finished, you just push that back and then that will close the tank back up. Your gas lockers here, this is where your gas bottles are located. So when you arrive at your destination, you need to undo the gas bottle by the valve on top by turning it anti-clockwise. And then when you're about to set off again, you need to close it by turning it clockwise. If you run out of gas, you need to change the bottle. So to do that, you undo this hose. And then you undo this on the other bottle. And then you need to put the hose back in here. So you put it in and you turn the valve towards you. Once that's in nice and tight, it's all changed over. Put the bung back into the empty bottle. Once that's done, you're good to go. Close the door up. You've got your electric hookup point here. So to connect your electric hookup, you get your cable from inside the van, you lift up this flap, the cable will go on there like that. When you're about to leave, you need to disconnect it. You need to make sure you push this black lever down, you pull the cable out, and then you close the flap back up. Your toilet cassette is located in here. I'm going to show you how to empty the toilet cassette. So to open the door, you press in these two buttons. When you go to empty this cassette, you need to pull up this lever. It won't work if the flap on the toilet inside is open, that will get stuck. So you need to make sure you go inside and close it before you pull it out. Once it's closed, you can pull that out, like so. Close the door. They have got wheels on them and the handle is located on the bottom. When you get to the toilet LSAN point, you put the handle back down. You need to turn the funnel around, undo the blue cap on top. And then when you go to pour it in, you need to make sure you press down this blue button, as this will allow the airflow to go through the cassette, making it easier to empty the contents. And then you pour it into the LSAN point. When you're finished, you get a hose, you fill it up with water, you swirl it around, and then again, pour it into the LSAN point until the water's clear. When you're finished, put the blue cap back on, do that nice and tight, put the funnel back round, and then you put it back into the cassette holder. And it just slides in like so, making sure the blue clip clips back into place. And when you're finished, just shut the door.
When you've unlocked the screen, you'll be greeted with a selection of little icons. The first one at the top left here is resources. So this will tell you what your vehicle battery is, as well as your leisure battery and how much of the battery you've used. It'll also show the percentage of fresh water you've got and percentage of wastewater within the tanks. To go back to the home screen, you just press the return arrow. The next one down here is switches. So these are the three switches. So you've got one for outdoor lights. So to turn them on, all you do is press them. One for your interior lights, and then one for your water pump. And then to turn them off again, you just press the little ticks. And to return to the home screen, press the little arrow again. So next one here in the middle is room climate. So this controls the heating and ventilation within the van. So to turn the heating on, you'd press the heating button. From there, you can select the temperature, and underneath the temperature, it will show what the temperature is inside the van. So at the moment, I've selected it for 22 degrees, and the energy source is electric. So if you were camping somewhere with no electric hookup, you'd go onto here, turn electric off, and it would automatically select the gas for you. Or if you were at a campsite, you could turn the gas off, and then it would automatically select the electric option for you. To go back, again, you'd press the arrow button, and then you come up the top here and press ventilation. And then this is where you control the fan speed. And then again, to turn it off, you'd go negative to 0. Next one here is the warm water. So this is the hot water within the van. So it would come up this screen, you click turn on, and then again, it'll give you the water temperature. Underneath the water temperature, it gives you a rough indication of what sort of temperature you need for each thing. So at the moment, it's at 40 degrees. And again, you can control the energy source here. So at the moment, it's on electric. If you didn't have electric, you click electric off, and it automatically select the gas option for you. And then you can come back to this screen and then turn the water off when you're finished with it by pressing turn off at the top there. And then that will automatically bring you back to this main screen. When you finish using the control panel, you can turn it off by pressing turn off. You can either put it onto standby or you can turn it off completely. We'd recommend just putting it onto standby, and that way it will make it easier to use the control panel again.
I'm going to show you how to use the fridge controls. So to turn the fridge on, you hold this button down for a second or two. So at the moment it's showing automatic, so this means the fridge is automatically selecting its power source. So at the moment we're on a hookup. If we were to disconnect the hookup and we were to drive off, it would turn to battery, and then if we arrived at a campsite and we had no electric hookup, it would then switch itself to gas. To change the fridge mode, you hold this button down until they start flashing. So at the moment A is flashing. If you wanted to select electric hookup only, you'd press this arrow to move it across, and again for battery when you're driving, and then again for setting it to gas. We always recommend though you leave it on automatic, as then the fridge will control what it does itself. If you press this middle button again, you can then set the temperature of the fridge. So the more green bars there are, the colder the fridge will be. So we recommend in summer to put it on full, and then to set that, you press this button again. So this small light should always remain green. If in the event it starts to flash red, it means that the fridge has no power source. This could be due to a number of things. You may have run out of gas, or your electric hookup may have been disconnected. Before beginning your journey, you need to make sure that all windows and roof lights are closed and any loose items in the cabin are tied down or safely secure. I'm in the rear of the motorhome to show you where the frost protection valve is located. So this is the frost protection valve. To reset it, you may need to turn this blue dial 90 degrees and then press the button located on the back. Once you're finished, you need to close up this door. Thank you for watching.